Hello, today we are coming from the Chicago School of Professional Psychology, doing a capstone about home row keyboarding and the remote teaching for all. Bradford and Schwartz in 1999 were mainstream scholars in the subject of transfer. This is the use of aptitudes and information being applied. Schnook states the two zones veer in social view, and they are cognizance or cognitive hypothesis, and they are points at which the exchange happens, when the student sees how to apply information in various settings. Educators upgrade transfer by sharing more data on how the scholarly perspectives can be utilized in different settings, obscured by the understudy. This better readies the understudy. This also is the process of taking theories into practice. Thorndike's work showed that even though people may do well on a test of specific content they have practiced, they will not necessarily transfer the new learning to the new situation. A few main reasons we want transfer in learning in home row keyboarding are: students mainly write papers in word processors through keyboarding. We do not want them to have to chicken peck or hunt and peck their papers. College and working situations may call for this main skill of keyboarding on home row. Learners assume and accept the tasks. That is the main key. They must assume and learn the task themselves. So this type of transfer can be in various forms. It can be near transfer, far transfer, literal transfer, figural transfer, low road transfer, high road transfer, forward reaching, and backward reaching transfer. Teachers or teaching for transfer means helping your students to patiently reflect upon what is taught, expounding on scenarios where the learning can be utilized. All of this information is through Schnook's Chapter 5, 2008 copy of Learning Theories, and it is a section on cognitive learning processes. Characteristics of transfer types. Again, we have the near, far, literal, figural, low road, high road, forward reaching, and backward reaching. Much overlap between the situations will be near transfer. Original and transfer contexts are highly similar. Far types of transfer are little overlap between situations. Original and transfer contexts are dissimilar. In literal, intact skills or knowledge transfers to the new task. Figural, use of some aspects of general knowledge to think or learn about a problem, such as with analogies or metaphors. Low road, transfer of well-established skills in spontaneous and possibly automatic fashion. High road, transfer involving abstraction through explicit conscious formulation of connections between situations. Forward reaching, abstracting behavior and cognitions from the learning content to one or more of the potential transfer contexts. Backward reaching, abstracting the transfer context features of the situation that allow for integration with previously learned skills and knowledge. These are all from Schnook's Table 2008, page 212. Rote learning. Rote learning is a practice of repetition, we will cover these skills. Adults tend to know when they need to use rote learning. Students that are younger may not know much about rote learning. Either way, proper placement of fingers are the first skill in learning home row keyboarding. Ease of practice is the second skill, and the practice is easy because we're using tools of learning that are very, very well thought out. These tools of learning are online. Mastery of skills is the third skill. You're going to want to make sure that you master a high level of accuracy and a high level of speed in your home row keyboarding. Later on, your skills will be utilized. This skill, this capstone skill in teaching other teachers to teach about home row keyboarding is a universally designed curriculum. Initially, the assessments are done with Key Hero. Next, basics of key placement. This key placement is done also with education.com, and practice is done with education.com. Next, we go to Kids Type, and you move to more difficulty, although Kids Type also helps you with finger placement and finger utilization. Last of all, we reassess with the placement and the use through Key Hero. The reason why you want to initially assess with Key Hero is because you want a starting point that you can measure your progress. Therefore, you want to start and use these in direct order. First of all, we will go to Key Hero for assessment. Key Hero, all you have to do is type in what you see on the Key Hero. So we would type Now, when I make a mistake, it shows in red. You are also going to see your speed and your accuracy to the right. You will also notice that when you're doing your initial assessment, students will be hunting and pecking. It's okay. Let them do that. Let them assess themselves where they're at. Okay, here you go. As you see. Now let's go back to education.com. And look at this tutorial. In this tutorial, you're going to point your two fingers straight out, and you're going to place them on F and J key where there is a little nub on your keyboard. Those are the only two keys that have a raised nub so that you know that your fingers are at home row. Even in the dark, I type homework assignments. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to find those two nubs and put your two pointer fingers on those and lay your other fingers prospectively next to it. Again, look at that sheet again. Here it is. Your F and your J key, and then your other fingers go along home row here. I'm going to press the J key to begin. Now I've been typing for some time, so I know where my keys are, but the students that are new to this may want to take a little peek where keys are. And this is necessary in order to memorize home row. Initially, all of these keys are on home row, so you're not going up or down. Later on, when you do down, you will need to return to home row after every key is pressed up or down. Whoops, I made a mistake. Made another. So you see how that works. So you can print off the PDF file. I'm going to save this where I thought it was. Okay, now I have it saved. So I'm going to go back and we are now going to explore the dance mat. The dance mat key practice shows you exactly where your fingers go. There are different levels and different stages. As you can see, this is all level 1 with different stages. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So let's start at level 1, stage 1. I had to scroll up a little bit. Press start. As you can see, on this one it's more technical. You have your home row, as you can see, and the rows above and below. You have your pointer finger that is pulsing. That means that's the finger you're going to be using first. You have over here the little faces. Every time you complete a row that you're typing here, a little face will come up. Initially, a lot of the students focus down here, but as they get better, they focus up here. So now we're going to try to do this, okay? So let's try this. My pointer finger is pulsing. It's showing me that the green key or F key is what I want to press first. Now you see the space bar with the blue. The thumbs are pulsing in blue. You can use either the right or the left thumb, both thumbs. As you can see, we're typing along. Now, see the space up above? Focus above now. Oops, I made a mistake. As you hear, it beeped at me, so I need a space, and then I need a J. I found, working with my students, the third graders were more receptive to keyboarding at this level. Third graders learning this were the best at learning this. As they go up, they wonder why they need it, where third graders want to learn it for the game's sake, the play's sake, and they enjoy it very much. So third grade seems to be the best level to start students out learning home row keyboarding. It's even harder to get an adult to home row keyboard. So let's go back to our PowerPoint. Okay, so near, far, literal, figural, low road, high road, forward reaching, and backward reaching. You're going to see all these types of transferring taking place as students, learners assume and accept the task. Some students will not accept the task. We can't fight all battles, but we can try. So if the learners assume the task, they're going to learn this type of transfer using this type of learning. Teaching for transfer means you're helping your students to patiently reflect upon what is taught, expounding on scenarios where the learning can be utilized. So this is all part of the cognitive learning process, and as you explain to them, they're going to need to use these skills when they get to college. It becomes something they understand better. Now, if they don't want to go to college, they may need to learn this in order to keyboard reports that are needed for becoming an airline stewardess, or reports that need to be typed if they're going to work for the government in any way, or reports that they're going to need to type in other types of jobs. But college work definitely needs home row keyboarding, especially since some students forget it or don't utilize it very much or never really learned it in the first place. So if you need to go back and learn this, now is the time. We have plenty of time on our hands at this time, and this home row keyboarding can be learned at home on your computer. So let's go down here and see. So we've got the rote learning. We understood that. Let's see where we're at here in my presentation. I will include both the PowerPoint to this and I will include the information about the sites. So, to sum up everything, the main goal is repetition, practice, and mastery of the process. If frustration sets in, go backwards. Go back to education.com with the acorns and try that again and see how easy it is and see how fast you can go. Again, you can see how much easier it is now that you've been on Kids Type. And go back to Kids Type to easier levels as you progress up the other levels that were there. Take another assessment on Key Hero. You can also learn to type over time. So let's go back and look one more time at Kids Type, since it is such a good program. Remember we accessed Kids Type and we had the levels here? Let's look at the levels. You've got even more levels. Okay. So we're going to look and see. We've got if frustration sets in again, just go backwards. Go back to Kids Type to the easier levels. Go to education.com for the easier levels. And then you're going to take another assessment on keyhero.com after a while, and you're going to measure your progress. And you can do that several times. You can learn to type over time. Going back and practicing is a key. Also remember, for your high school level, you're going to want at least 45 words per minute. So by the time they graduate junior high, you want them at 45 words per minute. Key Hero tells you your words per minute and your accuracy percent. So thank you for working with me today. Contact me, the author, with any other questions you may have at LinkedIn.